All right, folks, time to get into this week's review of The Walking Dead World Beyond. And this is episode 5, and this episode is titled Quatervois, which does sound French, but it's an American word that basically means crosswords, and that's a beautiful word to use for this episode. Now, I have got to say two things before we go any further. This is my favorite episode this season. It is fantastic, and oh my god, there is an after the credit scene, a scene when we have been waiting for so many reasons, questions, appearances, all of that sorts of things. This is the episode, folks. It has so much going on here, and like when I was trying to build my notes for it, there was just so many things I was just like, I can't even talk about all this because I don't want to ruin the experience for you all, but I got to say, this is a fantastic episode. Because you got the group now trying to go to get Silas. Then when they get to Silas, they're trying to tell him the plan. And then Silas got the rude awakening because he now knows that Omaha is gone. Campus Colony is gone. His uncle's gone. But also, too, it's just like, yeah, Huck, she's been playing us. And Hope, she's kind of in this purgatory area right now where we don't know what to do. But we know we got to go get her. We got to go get the dad. And all sorts of different things, and he's just like, wait a minute, they're just now liking me here. I'm finally being accepted, and we got to do what? So there is so much going on right now, and it's such a good episode. So the thing is, the plan into getting into CRM is dangerous, because how do they do it, and how do they get out of it, and who can they trust besides one another? But like, it's so many different moving pieces here into doing this, is that this is going to be their biggest critical mission thus far. Now, the first shot of this episode is really cool. I really like it. It's a shot of them all working together in unison, and I gotta say that Iris, like, killing walkers or empties, it's pretty dope. It's finally, like, after the whole first season of her not knowing what to do, pretty dope. Even Elton gets in there a little bit, and it's just like, yeah, I see you, bro. You know, but he's a lover, so it's different for him. But beyond that too, we learn some interesting things here, like Hope and her significance to the research. She's actually making big. She's making big breakthroughs, and at one point I gotta make her feel good, but at the other point she still needs to tell her dad, like, wait a minute, I just seen Iris, and he doesn't know that because he wants them to come there, but he doesn't know that she left. So like, she's really caught in, I almost want to say she's caught in the residuals of all of Huck's lies, you know. But she's still young. While she's very bright, she's still young and not able to make some of the most wise decisions and whatnot. But I am sure that her and her dad being on the same page is a decision that needs to be made soon, so that everybody can start getting on the same page so they can decide what they want to do. Because I think sooner or later, everyone's going to understand that they're not going to be able to trust CR much long. The Civil Republic, it's not something that they can just it's not part of the better good for them, working in unison with them, because there's so many secrets with CRM, and the more and more that they learn about the CRM's involvement and what CR is doing and whatnot, and the testing that's going on, and how they seem to be talking about a better future, but what does that mean? It's interesting. It's interesting. Yet alone that there's enough brain power within this group for them to understand, like, yeah, we can't trust them. Although we don't have hard evidence as to, the destruction of Omaha, we know we can't trust them. And now, this plan of getting everybody together, them being able to basically exploit CRM for what they've been doing, it's a journey for them. It is. Huck. We're still getting more and more information about what her life was before she went on that mission. Jennifer, before she became Huck, before she went undercover as the Huck, the almighty Huck that was going to save everything, the innocent Huck. we're learning a lot about her relationship with her mother, her relationship status and whatnot. It's interesting, and she still can't be one to be trusted because she's doing a lot of flip-flopping in this episode, and to me as a viewer, I still don't know how I feel about her. She has like that innocent smile where it's like, oh, she's so adorable, she's so trustworthy, but then you're just like, but is she? You know what I mean? You will see a lot of that going on here, but also too, I think that everything that we know about this group to this moment is everything you need to put into perspective. Relationships and people who have trust among one another, people who are more keen to other folks. There's a lot that goes on here. There's a very interesting thing that happens at the later part of this episode, because people feel that they need to be close to the ones they care most about, no matter what the danger is, and they're willing to sacrifice, everything in order to maintain that connection with one another. Is interesting. I can't tell you who and what is doing and whoever is doing what, but I will say that like there's folks that are willing to risk everything in order to be close by the ones that they care most about. And yeah, sure, we get Iris and Hope, and for them and for the love of their dad, but their dad also has some ties within CRM that he can't just leave behind, even if they decide to leave or whatever it may be. So that means getting somebody else involved, and that other person that's involved, can that person be trusted? And like, if you can put one and two together, you know exactly who I'm talking about, because like at this point now, the more and more people that know about what they're trying to do, the more and more risky this becomes. But the ending of this episode leaves us on an ultimate cliffhanger, because as this plan that they put together, we know is very risky and very dangerous. Will it go as to plan, or will someone become casualty to this plan not going right? And what type of danger does that put them in, So it's a lot to really fandom in this episode. I can't even lie to you. I watched it 3 times because there was so much to pick up on. Some of the things I said last episode in my review in regards to very significant connections and information that ones were withholding, a lot of things come to light here. I feel like this episode is very honest. Everyone's truly honest with one another. There's literally no more secrets amongst people. So then things are starting to be uncovered, and it becomes interesting. And I honestly, I think there's a conversation between Leo and Huck that I don't even know what to make of it. I do know that answers are coming, but I still don't. It's interesting, and I still don't know where Huck's stance is at. But I do know one thing. I can't wait to see more Leo, because I feel like we're going to get more of him besides him just being in this very science surroundings. Seeing him be a little bit more objective about the safety of his girls, I think that's, he's a dad. So him being in that dad position in order to protect his girl by any means necessary, that's going to be interesting, because but also too, he's a hot commodity. So he ain't this one that they can just dispose. Him and Hope are literally collateral for everything that CRM wants to do in regards to their development. So there's not much that you can start to think like, oh, they'll get him or they'll dispose of him. Nah. But who knows? Who knows? So it's interesting. So folks, simply put, this is the episode you want to watch. Absolutely watch all the way through, because there's an after the credit scene, and man, you will be happy just like me. And then you can jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this episode. But I'm not here to spoil anything for you, so I know I sugarcoated a lot. But I will say this was a fantastic episode, folks. I can't wait for you to check it out. Let me know when you do, and I'll see you around next week for another review of The Walking Dead World Beyond.